Hey there, my name is Peter and I am a Customer Success Manager with SightX. Today I'll be answering some of the most frequently asked questions that are directed at our team. So let's jump in.
Are there templates and can we save questions? So there is a way to essentially save templates within SightX. What you can do is create a survey and you could click the three dots and click on copy. This will allow you to duplicate. So what we recommend as best practice is to create a templatized version of your survey that you're going to use over and over again, duplicate it, and you can use that in the future with the exact same questions. If you want to save a particular question for the future, so in this case, what is your favorite fruit? You can click on the three dots next to the question and add them to your library. You can name it however you'd like. And you could also share this with anybody else within your organization that has access to SightX. So once you add this to your library, you're going to now be able to add it whenever you like by clicking on Add Items from Library. And you could search for it and easily toggle and add to your project. And in order to manage your library, you can always click on your name in the bottom left, click on Library, and these are all the saved questions that are available to you. And under Custom Items is going to be your saved question for use in the future. What is the difference between responses and respondents? When we talk about responses, we refer to the number of answers provided by the people who answered a survey. For most question types, the number of responses is equal to the number of respondents. However, in the case of multi-select questions, the number of responses can be greater than or equal to the number of respondents. For example, in question 7 here, you could see that there are 118 respondents, which essentially means that there were 118 people that took the survey and saw this question. However, there is 197 responses. And that's because this is a multi-select where they're asked to select all that apply, so each respondent can technically answer more than one time. You can see this drop down here. There's a percentage. You could see the percent based on respondents and responses. In the case of respondents, you're going to notice that the percentages do add up to over 100%, and that's just because each respondent can select more than one answer. If you choose to go by percent of responses, this will ultimately add up to 100% because this would be calculated based on the responses total number. How do we find errors in the survey? It's as easy as going to the bottom left and clicking on Inspect Project. You're going to notice that it will tell you exactly how many errors were found and exactly which question and what option has the error that's happening. So this is telling me in question 1, option 4, a label was required. So I could click into that question number. It will highlight in red what is the problem. And in this case, I just need to add in an answer option. And this will ultimately fix the error. It's going to tell me my project looks good. And now I can proceed to preview my survey as well as launch the survey. If you have any errors at all within your survey, you can't proceed forward. So we highly recommend fixing all errors before even taking the next step to distribute. Where can we pull the raw data? So say you've already completed your fielding for your project. Now you want to figure out how you can export the data and manipulate it on your own. So first you want to go to your project that is done fielding, and you're going to click into Analyze, and you want to make sure you are on the Overview page. Once you're on the Overview page, in the very top right corner there's an arrow pointing down. This is the Export button, and you do have the option to export between Excel and SPSS. I'll click on Excel in this case, and you do have additional formatting options. You could either have labels instead of codes, so you could see an example of how that looks like here. In this case, it's numeric codes. I could click on this toggle, and it will show the label of the exact answer that was chosen for each question. You can also expand columns as well if needed. And then all you need to do is click on download, and this will download directly to your desktop. You could click, and now you can see all of the raw data available. It will tell you the unique identifier for every question. You can see the campaign name, the date of the respondent, as well as all the questions and answers associated within that survey. What is the best way to test your survey? Testing your survey is highly recommended once you finish building. This is essential because you want your respondents to have an error-free experience, as well as making sure that all your logic and flow is working as intended. So the first way to test your survey is using the preview button under the build tab. So clicking on preview will allow you to see how it would look like on both desktop and mobile. You could go through the entire survey from point A to point B. You also have the ability to export the entire survey into a Word document, so you could easily share this with your colleagues. Going through the mobile version, you can also use the QR code, scan it with your phone, and see how the experience is like on your actual mobile device. So that's the preview option. This is built right into the build section, so you can easily access it whenever you like. The next way to QA is to click on distribute. Make sure that you have a campaign created. So in this case, you want to click on my audience. And under links on the left-hand side, there is a test link URL. What you can do is copy this link. You could send this to whomever you like. You could paste it, and you could go through the entire survey like how a respondent would see it. Nothing is tracked with a test link, so any responses that are done will not be saved into SightX. How can we add our colleagues to our surveys? So by default within SightX, when you do create a survey, it is only shown to yourself. But collaboration is super important while working on projects, so you have the ability to add your colleagues to a survey. So going to the build section and going to users, this is where you can see who has access to your survey. If you want to add additional users, click on add user, select the user that you want to add, select the role, and the difference between admin and member, both will have the ability to see, edit, and comment. Admins are the only ones that could add users to that project. So once they're added, they'll have the ability to go into build section. There's a chat bubble and add comments to that question, as well as the ability to see it on their dashboard. How do you remove responses as well as clean data within SightX? So first thing you're going to do is find a project with existing data that's already been collected. Next up is to go into that project, go under Analyze, and click on Responses. This Responses page houses all the individual responses within SightX. So you can see the unique identifier per answer, the day the survey was completed, how long it took them to complete the survey, as well as their location. What you want to do is click on Clean Data in the top right, and SightX will let you know if there's any duplicate answers, any incompletes, any repeated IPs. And all you need to do is check the box and click on Clean Selected, and this will immediately be removed. Another way to remove responses is to do it individually. So you could click on the checkboxes here and remove these ones manually by clicking on Delete. As best practice, the best way to clean and check is to download the raw dataset, sift through the responses, and what you can do is if you find any responses that are not a good fit, look for the unique identifier, use the search bar, search for that particular answer, and then remove them from the SightX dataset.
And that's it. If you have any other questions that were not answered in this video, please feel free to reach out to your customer success manager for more information, as well as check out our support hub. We have tons of articles and videos that may be very helpful if you have additional questions. Thanks for watching.